I always have this uh, this mental block when I'm starting a video. It's like I'll go through my head and think of how am I going to start it. Am I going to say like, "What's up, YouTube?" or I don't know. However, I'm going to start it, and then I like can't get past that. So I always end up like going, "What's up?" And then I like, okay, no. Now I'm ready, and then I'll like start again. It's funny how that goes, but it's like every single second of the video counts, especially at the beginning, because you want whoever's watching to keep watching and not just move on to something else, because people have short attention spans these days, myself included. But so the theme of today's video, this one took me a while to come up with, because I haven't uploaded in a long time, and I was thinking about why that is, and it's been, I don't know, it's kind of one of those weird inception things where it's like you're thinking about something, but then you're actually doing it at the same. Anyway, so it's been a while, but not because I haven't like had ideas. I've actually had a lot of ideas for videos, and I've had time to make them. I've just been kind of doing other things, but I've been thinking a lot about like what YouTube even is as a platform, and why so many people are sitting in their rooms like I am right now, and having all these crazy camera setups and recording content for other people to watch. It seems like half of the content on YouTube now is it's not even like just a video that someone recorded because they wanted to record a video and then they put it online. It's like a video that someone created because they're trying to entertain people, I guess. I'd say entertainment is probably the main genre of all of YouTube, but it's interesting because I feel like it's become so professional, and so many people, even starting out, are uploading videos because they're trying to get somewhere, like make a career out of it, or I don't know, just gather a following. And yeah, so I thought it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about that, and like what my thoughts about uploading YouTube videos are, or not just uploading, but like creating YouTube content, and also kind of the direction that I want my channel to go in the future. Because I've been thinking, I think it would be kind of cool to move more towards a direction of a show, and not like a show, but instead of having it be like more formal, where, okay, this certain video is like a review of Leatherman, for example, or it's like a movie review. A lot of my content so far has been like one specific topic. I think it would be cool to do like weekly videos, where, or even like twice a week videos, where I just like talk about whatever things are going on and add whatever different kind of content into the video that I want to talk about. So there could be like different themes, like stories I want to tell. If I want to like have a little quick review of something like the Lammy 2000, or I always say Lammy 2000 because that's just fun to say. It reminds me of like Harry Potter Nimbus 2000, Lammy Safari. If I wanted to have a review or something like that in it, I could, and just branch out to more types of content that I haven't really focused on, like fitness. I haven't gotten to that, and that's one of my bigger hobbies, basketball. I recorded a video, an entire video for that, and never ended up editing it because it kind of was awful. By the way, I probably have almost as many recorded videos that I intended to upload to YouTube but never finished because the concept didn't go anywhere. So part of like one of the blocks for me uploading content was I felt like I couldn't create good content that like in a timely manner enough to upload consistently, because I was spending hours editing, and especially like it would take me an hour just to plan out what kind of video I wanted to make, and then recording, like getting everything set up, and then actually doing the recording. If I did multiple takes, that part itself would take an hour. And then you have editing, which if you have like 45 minutes worth of video, or even 30 minutes of video, just going through once to assemble the video takes at least 30 minutes, because you have to watch the whole thing. Not to mention going through and doing specific edits and adding photos and all that stuff. So anyway, it was like taking way longer than any kind of regular schedule for me to put out videos. So I was thinking about, okay, how do I make more efficient content where I'm actually being able to upload more frequently? I need to cut down the quality a little bit, but I don't necessarily want to do that all the time. So I was like, okay, maybe I could make some short videos, or like less rehearsed videos that are more just me talking, kind of like this video. And maybe I can do that a couple times a week, and then I can have like a monthly video that's really well edited and supposed to be more polished. So I think that's kind of the direction that I'm going in. But then I also have this kind of thought of like why am I even making YouTube videos? What am I trying to do? Am I trying to get famous? Am I trying to make like a career out of it? Or is it just something that I do for fun? Because I think a lot of people are out there making YouTube videos trying to get famous, because you can make a career out of it, or at least a part of one if you're like a Twitch streamer or something like that. But I don't know. I think I see it more of, I think I see it as more of a creative outlet, and I think video is just a great medium, because you have the audio part where you can obviously have people talking like a podcast or something, but then you also have video, so you can show things. So I think it's just dynamic to bring those things together. And so I think it's a great medium. And also, this video is all over the place, but I'm just kind of getting all my thoughts out. Also, I think YouTube is a cool platform because it's not like run necessarily by big companies. Like with TV, what everyone watched before, all the young people were on YouTube, and streaming services like Netflix and stuff. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Is that a piece of... Huh. Somehow I got a small piece of pizza on my like light reflector. And I was like, what is that? But anyway, TV. Yeah, so I think it's cool that like YouTube it can be created by anyone and viewed by anyone who just has the tools to do it, which aren't that like if you just have a smartphone, you can do all of that. So I think it's an interesting platform, and I've kind of had this self-doubt of like, oh man, my friends are gonna like look at my content and just be like, oh, this is cringe. He's just trying to get famous, making dumb content for people to watch. And I don't know, I kind of let that get to me. But like I personally know now, and I've taken the time to think about it and know that that's not like, even if that is part of the motivation. That's not like the main reason that I want to do it, and that's definitely not the only reason. So I found a little bit of like, okay, just because I'm doubting like why I want to do something doesn't mean I need to totally give it up. But yeah, anyway, I kind of wanted to talk about that, and not just in a way of like, oh man, sorry I haven't been uploading, I should upload more, because like the nice thing about being a really small channel is I don't have to worry about that. I don't have people who are sitting there waiting on my videos, and that's nice because I just don't like have to worry about the content. I can upload whenever, and if people see it, cool. If no one sees it, it doesn't matter because like no one sees it. So a couple things that I wanted to talk about in addition to the whole like idea of YouTube was I wanted to go back, and I did one of my most popular videos was on the Leatherman Wave. I've got it right here in my hand. I tied a nice little like monkey's fist lanyard to it because one of the people who viewed that video actually pointed out that there's this like little secret lanyard thing that you can like push out with a knife or something. And one of my critiques of the Leatherman Wave was that it had a place where you could put a lanyard ring in and a pocket clip, but you couldn't do both at the same time. Turns out it does have the lanyard loop. I don't know why they didn't say that anywhere, like with the packaging. I don't know how I didn't see that. But it's definitely not obvious just on the tool itself where it is. So I wanted to respond and say thanks for pointing that out. And just if anyone didn't know that, you can do that. That does change the review a little bit. Also, I got at least one comment. I can't remember if it was a couple, but someone was talking about the pliers. And one of my main critiques of the tool was that the pliers are not spring and they're really uncomfortable to use. And the pivot's super tight, and people are saying like, oh, you can loosen up the pivot. I've seen like videos of people like hitting it with a hammer on the middle pin part of it, and then the other guy was like saying it's nice because even though they aren't spring, they're super strong, and they are super strong. I'm not discounting that, but I think my opinion hasn't really changed on that because I think that a tool should come like I understand the argument made for like a good pair of blue jeans takes some breaking in to get good, but a tool at $100 price point I don't think should have to come with a break-in time. And as you can see with like high-end pocket knives or even other multi-tools, a lot of them don't have anything that needs to be broken in. So I just think that's something, if the pivot does need to be loosened to be able to use them well, then Leatherman needs to be doing that out of the factory so that when you get it, it's ready to use. And I guess the argument could be made that like, oh, well, if you want it loose, you can loosen it up, or if you want it tight, you can tighten it. But it just really is uncomfortable to open and makes it less of a joy to use. But yeah, I just wanted to address that. And I don't know, it's cool to get feedback from people on my videos. And I don't know, I was going to make a separate video to address that, but I was like, I don't need to do that. I can just fit it all into one thing. But another thing about like YouTube, and I guess kind of one of the reasons that I was discouraged in moving forward with it was I feel like it's difficult for me to make a lot of content just as one person doing it by myself, because I think a lot of the content that I'm interested in, like channels on YouTube and stuff, and podcasts specifically, are multiple people talking about, like having a dialogue about different issues, whether it be politics or like true crime podcasts, for example, or something that I'm really into. And it's cool because it's like you're having a conversation almost, or listening in on a conversation of people who are hopefully an expert on whatever topic they're talking about, or at least informed. And I just think it's cool to see other people's opinions. And that's something that I'd really like to have more on my YouTube channel, but it's been difficult because my friends just aren't really into creating online content. At least like most of them that I'm close to. So there just haven't been any opportunities for that, even though I've like kind of tried to ask some people about it. I don't know. I haven't been direct like, oh, hey, will you be in my video? And they've said no. It's more just been like projects that I've been like asked people if they'd be interested in. And they're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. But then like it never happens. I don't know. So I guess I'm just kind of past that now and ready to make whatever I want to make in my free time. And if other people want to be a part of that, then they can. So what I'm thinking for the future is like, kind of like I was saying, if I make it more of a like weekly sort of show of all the stuff that I want to talk about, then I could potentially have guests on to where if I want to talk about something like philosophy or religion, then I could have someone who I think has experience that's relevant to that topic, and I could have a dialogue with them. I think that would be cool. Yeah, so I'm approaching 20 minutes, so I'm not going to make it a whole lot longer than that. I don't want to edit this video a lot, so I'm just going to kind of leave it at the length that it is and not really put in additional content. But hopefully that's a little bit of a good update for people of the type of content that I want to make. And yeah, just some things that are going on with me. It's been an interesting last few weeks. I think another one of the big motivations for me to want to continue with YouTube and not just give it up is I think it'll be a really cool time capsule, like even 5 or 10 years from now, especially if it's still around like 50 years from now, to go back and be able to like look my younger self in the eye and see like what I was up to and stuff. That'll just be super cool. So I mean, even if I have 10 subscribers for like the rest, like 10 people who watch my videos, I still think it could be valuable to upload content, because it definitely, aside from being like a time capsule and just something interesting to watch in the future, I think also creating videos it's a challenge, because you have to gather information and research that you're doing on a topic and then articulate it in a way that's interesting to people, that keeps their attention. And even just talking for a YouTube video, like I'm almost out of breath, and it's interesting because I going into it, I did not realize how difficult it is and how much you learn about creating video content. But it really is challenging to, when you're on the side of the camera being recorded, to create something that's interesting, and even just to speak in a way that holds people's interest and attention. I reminded myself that I should drink some water. I had this idea earlier today I was going to the gym and I was like, you know what they need to make? They need to make like water bottle, like vests, like something that slips around the outside of a water bottle, or like latches on to the outside, where you can like attach your phone to it and your wallet and your keys all to like kind of hang on your water bottle. Because when you go to the gym, at least for me, a lot of my like running shorts don't have good pockets. And even if I do have good pockets, sometimes, like I was doing deadlifts today, and it's kind of sketchy to have your phone in your pocket when you're doing that, because you're like bringing a substantial amount of weight right on top of it. And not that I was gonna like break my phone or anything, but I don't know. I think it could be cool, because then you can just carry, like, you've already got this loop on your water bottle, then you can just carry that, and you've got all of your stuff with you going to the gym. I think that could totally be a trend, especially for girls who are going to the gym in like yoga pants and stuff. Like, I guess they're making those with pockets now and stuff, but I think that would be cool. I've always been into like different inventions and stuff. Like, even since I was 10 years old, I always was like, dude, I want to be an inventor when I grow up. Like, I didn't even know like how that worked, or I don't know. I didn't understand the concepts of like product design and what it would take to be an entrepreneur in something, in a field like that. But I looked at guys like Benjamin Franklin, and I was like, dude, I want to be an inventor. Yeah, maybe someday. I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna like put my wild ideas that have probably already been done in a horrible way out on the internet, so then someone with more motivation than me is gonna find it, and then I'll just be like, yeah, I came up with that. You can pay me like $50. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. I probably need to end the video soon, since I'm getting close to 25 minutes, well, like 23 minutes now. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to wrap up with. Dang, the issue is like I always end videos and then I'm like, oh, I could have said that. And especially in a one take video, it's difficult because I don't know, you're gonna go back later editing and be like, oh, why didn't I put that in? Or yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna end this video now, and hopefully, well, okay, I'm not gonna say hopefully because then I'm not gonna do it, but I'm going to come out with some more content soon. I think I'm gonna try to shoot for frequent uploads of content like this, where it's just less, it's not like scripted at all, and it doesn't have less topical of like, this is a review or something. I'm gonna try to come out with that at least weekly, and then bigger video projects, I'll just kind of do those at my own pace as I do with other hobbies, and some kind of topics that I've been working on. So I don't know, to tease them a little bit of possible content that could be coming out soon. I really want to do one about podcasts. I was going to do like a top 10 podcasts on Spotify, but I hadn't watched or I hadn't listened to all of them. So then I was like, okay, that kind of makes it difficult because I can't say like, oh, these are the best podcasts of the ones that are in the top 10 or 20 or whatever, which I've listened to a significant amount of, but I can't like claim something about it if I haven't even seen half of them. But I definitely want to do a true crime one. I've listened to a lot of it's funny how it, like, right when you try to think of something you can't. Last Podcast on the Left, I've listened to a lot of their heavy hitter episodes lately, which is a great podcast. And My Favorite Murder and Stuff You Should Know. And they've got a few. They're not generally a true crime podcast. But anyway, I want to do one about podcasts. I want to do one about fitness. I tried the Murph a couple weeks ago and have gotten really into calisthenics and weight training lately. So I want to do something kind of documenting my progress lately on gains and stuff. And music, I want to make some like guitar tutorials and stuff for very beginner guitar, because I've finally hit the point where I feel comfortable calling myself like an intermediate guitarist. And I've gotten into some like lead guitar and trying to get down my my rhythm guitar where I'm like comfortably playing full songs and throwing in some lead licks and stuff. But anyway, I want to have some content with guitar. I was even thinking about doing some like Adobe design tutorials and reaction videos. I even toyed with doing like political commentary or like a stand-up thing. I've actually written a few stand-up pieces that I was considering using, but some of them are a little bit too offensive and I'm not ready to like that makes it sound really bad. I don't know, just like I had this bit on like dating sites, and it's super funny, but I didn't want like some people that I'm friends with might take it the wrong way, and I'm trying to figure out like what content I'm comfortable with sharing on YouTube, and I'm trying to ease into that. And yeah, so I might do some like comedy stuff coming up, and politics. If I get into politics, it'll be a while, because that's such a that's a steep path to go down. Once you start like reacting to people and making serious claims about like current events, especially with what's going on now, you cross a line that is really difficult to come back across. So I'm interested in politics, and I think if I did something about that, like if I uploaded content related to that, I think it would be definitely more like opinion based, and not like that makes it sound like, oh, we just talk opinions. But I think it'd be interesting to have like sort of the facts and news presented, and then hear people's different takes on it, of like, hey, this event just happened, like the George Floyd, his death is one of the really big topics that has been talked about a lot lately, and then get like different people's feedback, like, hey, I believe this is what happened, and I think like these are the charges that should be brought against Chauvin, or I think this is what was actually going down. Like, I don't know, just kind of different takes and opinions on that, opinions on other people's reactions to it, and that sort of thing. I think could be really cool to see in like a civilized way, where people are, I don't know, held to standards and rules of like not being offensive with it, and yeah, just like talking about it openly. I think that could be really interesting, and that's one of my future ideas. I'm approaching 30 minutes, so I gotta wrap this up. But yeah, you guys heard everything, and I think that's all I've got for the video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't like or and unsubscribe if you are already subscribed. We don't like those things. I hit my max video record size, so definitely ending the video there. See ya.